Okay, hey everybody, welcome to our Team Crazy Train call. It's August already, August 1st. And so we just had like tons of stuff that we wanted to go over again today. Some of it was touched upon in the last team call on Thursday night, but I just wanted to use this call as kind of like a reflection on the past month, because I think most of you guys on this call have been in coaching at least a month, and it was crazy. It was like overwhelming with Summit and like Shift Shop release and all this kind of stuff. And we still have a lot coming in to the pipeline in August and in the fall. And, I just want to make sure everyone's feeling okay and confident and not overwhelmed, and kind of like giving you a great mindset to move forward with. So I am going to share my screen. I do have some slides here. If I can pull them up here quick. Hang on here, you guys. Oh, where did it go? Let's see here. Sorry. Had to figure out where I put it. And my computer's a mess. That's another reason why I need to organize everything. I just have too much on my storage here. Okay, here we go. Hopefully that'll work. Okay, can you guys all see that? Okay, cool. Thanks, Leah. So, okay, these are the items on the agenda. Let me do full screen here. Let's see. Zoom out. Sorry, guys. Single page. Okay, so I just wanted to, like I said, do a little bit of a wrap up, talk about Team Cup goal setting, because we all have different goals. And then again, just being efficient with our time, because I know so many of us are busy. We don't have a lot of time to devote to coaching. And I want to make sure that everybody is allocating their time in the most efficient way. And then Leah's going to talk a little bit about becoming a student again, because she's a teacher and she must really miss her classroom.
That's not.
And then she's going to talk a little bit about a fun August experiment that we're going to do. And then if we have any time left over, I'm going to encourage everyone to use that for like an impact hour or 20 minutes or whatever we have left. And I'll stay on the call to answer questions with that. But that's basically our time that we can go back and do some vital behaviors and work on posts and inviting and that sort of thing. So, okay, definitely wanted to recognize those of you that hit Success Club. It was hard last month. It was not easy. I know I heard from other coaches that they almost had record low numbers in July. And I think that was for a lot of reasons. I think whenever we do a new product, we see a lot of, we see a spike in things, but with Beachbody On Demand, people didn't really need to buy challenge packs. So it just kind of emphasizes the need to reach out to new customers, right? So in the past, I used to rack up Success Club points by selling a lot of challenge packs and converting people to me as their coach if their coach fell off the bandwagon, and then every time they bought a challenge pack, I get Success Club points. Well, now my current customers already have Beachbody On Demand, at least most of them do. So my strategy is I have to reach out to entirely new base of people. And it kind of presents new challenges. So yeah, we had Leah killing it, Kristen, Lisa, and Nicole all with Success Club 10 or more, and Donna, Kayla, and Destiny with 6 or more. So that's amazing. And I have to give a shout out to Donna because she pulled it off in the last day. She went balls to the walls, and she was on vacation and she did it anyway. And I don't think she's on this call, but hopefully she'll listen to it back and just know that she was a rock star last month. And she didn't have to be, but she did it because anyway, you guys, she is a diamond coach, and I think she was pushing for that diamond bonus, which is amazing. If you're a diamond right now and you hit Success Club for 3 months in a row, you get a $250 bonus. So I'm sure that was a little bit of a motivator for her, but whatever, we'll take it. That's great. And also, we had some new coaches, Shannon and Debbie. Judy is new too, all with Success Club points on the board, which is amazing. So yeah, Leah, did you want to shout out any of your coaches? As long as you're
Yeah, I
on.
don't know if they're on right now, but we had Kayla Wolf and Destiny both hitting Success Club 5. Rachel and Emily were on the board, and I know Rachel was working her ass off even super late last night. Her one of her girls just had a real bad internet connection, but I do have to give her props for her attitude about it and just saying, no, I'm not going to leave it until the last minute next month. And, these are going to be her first 2 points in August. So props to her for turning things around.
Yep. Very cool.
It's not easy.
Okay, so on that note, okay, and before I go into Team Cup, I'm going to stop the share a second, and I want to open it up to Lisa because, okay, I gotta just preface this with saying this girl was on her computer, her phone, I don't know which one, after she had just given birth. She was, like hugely pregnant last month in July, and she managed to pull off Success Club 10, give birth, and like do her social media posts while she was in the hospital. So that's dedication. I'm not saying you have to do that because I don't know, if it were me, I might be trying to check out at that point and just enjoy the pampering. But this girl has some serious work ethic, and I just wanted to turn it over to her. Oh my God, there's Liliana. Meet the new.
I just saw her crying, so I'm like, I gotta go get her. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to give you props, girlfriend, because you are doing a great job. And maybe you can share some of your secrets with everyone else, because clearly you've got it going on.
Yeah, I'm trying. So, just a couple of things I think that hit me hard was one, I couldn't go to Summit. I'm not complaining. I really wanted to be there, but I couldn't jeopardize the pregnancy of the birth of being a mom in New Orleans. So with that, I was at the point of saying, okay, I'm going on maternity leave, and this is going to be my perfect time just to kill it, because I really want, it came back to my why. And I find that, and I say it all the time, I have a job and I make phenomenal money at my full-time job. I really, really do. But what's happening is that I don't love my job anymore. Like, I find myself just wanting to do Beachbody because it's so rewarding. It takes me back to my teacher days, where to see that little kids smile on their face, like their light bulb just turned on. And it's the same exact thing within these challenge groups and helping everybody. It's not all about trying to hit the dollar like every single time, but helping everybody succeed in their weight loss journey. And it all trickled down from there. So I had a really successful challenge group, and I was super excited about it. And when everyone was at Summit, I said, okay, guys, I have SC5. Should I build up my husband and do another SC5 underneath him? Or should I hit SC10? Well, I think Donna was my little advocate. She was asking everyone around for me. And I ended up choosing to go for SC10 because I didn't realize that when you SC5, you get leads, but no commission, right? And then when you get to SC10, you get leads with commission. Is that correct, Kim, on that?
Okay. No, I mean, what do you mean by commission? Because you would get leads under both. With SC10, you get coach leads, which I think is the main difference.
Okay, the coach leads. Okay.
Okay, so what that means, for those of you guys who don't know, is Beachbody, if someone signs up through their site, they will assign that person a coach at random. So we get customer leads at SC5, but occasionally they will have someone that signs up as a coach without a sponsor. So Leah, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like maybe I don't have this exact here. What do you know about that?
I always thought if you hit Success Club 5, you got up to 5 leads. And if you hit Success Club 10, you got up to 10 leads. I've never gotten 10 leads in a month, and I usually hit Success Club 10. But there are months where I've gotten 5 or more. I feel like Success Club Oh, there is something that you're hitting the nail on, something that
No,
I
Well,
remember.
really we need to look at
Kim,
post it. Yeah.
I know the answer to this.
Oh, go
Okay.
ahead, Jessica.
If it's 5, you get somebody who signs up for a free. I think Lisa said it right. I missed the first part of her answer.
Yep.
If it's 5, it's somebody who signs up for a free account. If it's 10, it's somebody who purchases something. So it is with commission.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Okay.
you don't get Success Club points until they purchase after they've been assigned to you. So somebody logs on and orders Shakeology Home Direct. You don't get SC2 from that, or 2 SC points. You will get the $30 or whatever it is.
The commission.
Yeah.
Yes, I called up Beachbody just to double check about that. And then at that point, I actually had to come to reality with myself and say, you know what, Lisa, SC5 is one thing, and it could pay for your Shakeology, but I want more out of this business than just paying for my Shakeology. So if I want to make it a living and bring home my husband, I really need to set my bar really high. And, listening to all these different wake-up calls and everyone else talking, and some people saying SC100 is my minimum that I make each month, or this, and what they're doing and how they have that financial freedom, I'm never going to get it with just setting my goal at SC5. So they said double your goal. So SC10 is my goal right now, but like for the month of August, I literally have 2 different team cups going, and I'm on one. And then I said, well, I just got 3 really big active coaches that want to run with their business. So I said, I have my husband and I have my mom, and they both need to become Emerald. So by the end of this month, I have 3 more coaches and I'll be Diamond. Yay. But with that, I had to set my bar high. So literally my goal for this month is SC22. I can do it, right? I can do SC10 underneath me, 5 underneath my mom, 5 underneath my husband. But I'm not blinking an eye at it because I know I already have 2 and I only need 8 more. So, and it's just the first of the month. So it was a game changer. And then the last thing is that my husband was home for a week with the baby and myself. And it was a bummer for him to go back to work Monday morning. And he wanted to be here. And it was great. We have 3 kids. And I'm like, we're going to replace your income, whether you like it or not. And he is so, like right now, you could probably hear my ceiling coming through. I have my 12-year-old and my husband upstairs doing shift shop. It's not a quiet workout. I will definitely say that. But it's okay because it's what's keeping this family together. So I just think it's awesome. But yeah, you have to double your goal. So all my new people, I'm literally going to tell them, forget about SC5. If you really want to make it, you're going to have to double your goal because you want to make a paycheck. You just don't want to pay for your Shakeology. So that's my theory.
Absolutely. And I love how you're so driven by your why. And I think anytime you are just driven by a sense of purpose and passion with this gig, you'll see great things. If you don't really care, if you're not really like sure why you're doing this, it's okay to like have a fake goal at first too, because a lot of people, they start out and they're like, well, I just want to get my shakes paid for. And maybe that turns into something bigger. And then it turns into something bigger down the road. But so if you don't have like a super strong why, I don't think I did in the beginning, just make one and then build upon that. As you do your personal development, it will get stronger. And that comes with personal growth. It's so evident to me why personal development is crucial, because your mindset drives your business. If you are stuck in the same mindset, you're going to keep repeating yourself month after month. And I feel like Lisa has really shifted this month. She shifted her mindset. Okay, so I'm going to mute you guys. Okay, that's everyone muted. Okay, I'm going to go back to screen share here. And then, okay, we'll just keep moving on. But thank you so much for sharing, Lisa. And, if you need to run, I totally understand. Liliana is beautiful, by the way. So congratulations. Okay, so let's see here. Team Cup. I think most of you guys are registered for Team Cup. If not, I believe it's too late at this point. They had extended registration. That's no longer available, but I think most of you guys are on one. So just note that the individual prize is yours regardless of whether or not your teammates make Success Club 5 or not. So that is definitely something you guys all want to shoot for. And then the team prize is for anyone that, if everyone on your team hits SC5, you all get that, which is super cool. And then there's, some even more fabulous prizes down the road, like a trip to Beachbody headquarters, your name on the Team Cup, and these bikes and everything. So yeah, I would say definitely go for the individual prize and the team prize. And if you're super motivated, why not shoot for top 10? I mean, you never know. But the main thing is to use it as a platform to come together with your team, to share ideas, to have fun, to brainstorm, and just meet people where they are. Like, I don't want our coaches to feel super duper pressured to do something that they don't want to do. But hopefully that motivation will drive each of us to attain the goals that we do actually set for each other or ourselves. So I wanted to talk a little bit about goal setting because it is the beginning of the month, and I believe that goal setting is super important. Like right now, I have big goals this month, just like Lisa does. Amy Silverman did a call, and I shared it in one of our team pages about like taking your personal record for Success Club and then adding 10 or 20. Well, like for me, that's like 60, like 68, I think would be that number. And I'm like, that's freaking scary because last year for me, it was easier to hit SC than it is this month. So
was that the girl with like the gray purple hair who lives in the Caribbean?
Yes, she lives in not Puerto Rico, but I think some other island in that area. Maybe it is Puerto Rico or no, I don't know. But yeah, she's number 3 or 4 in the network. She's always been, like the last few years, she's always been top 5.
She's a nut. That's what she got me motivated, but like she was crazy as a bed bug.
Yeah.
Go girl, no wonder why.
Well, I mean, she's awesome, and she's been in coaching for a while, and she's really real and genuine, and I appreciate every single call I listen to her on because you know what? She's very positive, but she doesn't sugarcoat anything either. So I appreciate that about her. Okay, so for goal setting, I want you guys to think about what your rank is now and where you want to end the month. Lisa obviously wants to be diamond. She wants to get a couple of her family members to emerald. I would love to shoot for 6-star qualifying, and I'm going to put that out there right now. That I haven't rank advanced in a long time because we had a lot of our team fall off last year, and that was really hard for me. So I'm in a rebuilding phase right now, but I believe that if people are on board with me, because in order to get 6-star, you obviously have to get more people to diamond, but that would be my goal. But then I also want you guys to think about how much money you want to earn. And not just that, like how much volume are you going to have to create to do that? Because it isn't just Success Club that will earn you money. I know we focus so much on Success Club points, but each time you sell something, even if it's like a Shakeology sampler, or now we get volume on clothing, or, like the 3-day refresh, you get personal volume for all of that. So I hope you guys are kind of tracking your volume, and encouraging growth with volume will also build your business, even if it isn't selling a challenge pack. So I really want to emphasize the importance of that. If you're a newer coach and you have a really hard time getting newer people to commit to something that costs, $150, $160, you might want to start with offering them the sampler, or something like a tub of Energize or something like that, and doing a small free group around something like that. So like I said, yeah, not all around Success Club points, but I want you guys to have a goal for that as well. And then once you do have your goal set, you have to really ask yourself, are you willing to do the actions needed to get there? And it's doing the vitals. It's making sure that you're still a product of the product. If you've been in this for a while, sometimes that becomes harder because we've already reached our goals, and maintenance, I think, is a lot harder in some cases. So we still have to show up every day and, you know, show that we're making progress. And if it's not with our fitness, we have to show that it's with our mindset. And that's by doing personal development. I see a lot of coaches stall out when they've hit a goal and they think they don't have to continue with their fitness and their mindset. And that is completely opposite. Like, it becomes almost more important when you go into maintenance mode. So how many friends are you going to need to add to your network? Whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever your platform of choice is, you need to be tracking that. You need to know, you know, if I'm going to start 10 new conversations to get one challenge pack sale, you know, how many friends am I going to need to add? So in your mind, I want you to think about that and kind of reverse engineer goals. You need to start conversations every day, and you need to send invitations every day. So definitely be thinking about which actions you are willing to take to reach those goals. And if you're not willing to take the actions, then maybe you need to revise your goals, because they definitely go hand in hand. So I'm just going to touch on this briefly. So the marketing funnel kind of goes along with those actions that I just described. And I posted a really great video by Katie Ersta in our team page. And so this is why I'm only going to touch on this briefly, because she does a much better job of explaining it. She calls hers the value funnel. I'm a marketing student, so when I created this, I was kind of like going back to my old marketing days. So at the beginning of the funnel, you have a lead. That's basically someone that you're adding as a friend. Once they become qualified, that means that you've discovered that they're not working with a coach. Maybe they're actually interested in fitness. They're interested in what you have to offer. So then the next phase would be to get them into a free group. And then, you know, you can kind of see how you ease them down the funnel. You want them to enroll as a customer, eventually make a purchase. Hopefully, you know, they become a challenger with a challenge pack, see awesome results. And then, you know, they become a repeat challenger, and then possibly a discount or working coach. So think about it that way. And if you don't have leads in your funnel, you will never, ever get anything beyond that. So if you're not adding leads, you aren't going to get challengers or coaches. It's as simple as that. So, okay, that brings me to course correcting and a little bit of reflection upon, you know, if you didn't hit your goals for July, I want you to ask yourself, where in that marketing funnel did you go wrong? Because I will be willing to bet that it was one stage in that process that you weren't either doing enough of, or you were doing inefficiently. And in most cases, you guys, you're all doing a great job. You're just not doing enough of it. So you always want to be adding people and having conversations. And I'm not talking about Beachbody conversations. I'm just talking about quality conversations where you're actually connecting with people and building a rapport. So yeah, and then once you've built that rapport and you know what their challenges are, you know what their struggles are, maybe you've talked a little about fitness or clean eating, or they've asked you what you're into, at that point, that is when you can be inviting and moving them down that marketing funnel. Okay, so I'm going a little bit quickly because I know Leah has stuff she wants to get to as well. But for those of you that have struggled with the fact that you feel like you're spinning your wheels, you feel like you're working very hard, but you're not seeing results, I want you to take a look at what your efficiency markers are. And I want you to like do a gut check. It's one thing to be working. It's one thing to be being busy, and an entirely other thing to be working on targeted tactics that will get you closer to your goal. And that's what I want you to do. I want you guys to come up with a scheduled, dedicated work time. Just like I would tell my challengers in a challenge group that, you know, in order to create a habit, it's better if they have the same workout time every single day. It's the same for your Beachbody business, you guys. If you aren't setting dedicated work hours, then it's just a hobby. It really is. Whether it's 20 minutes in the morning before your kids get up or 20 minutes before bed. I know there's something in our Coach Basics about how to build this business in 20-minute pockets each day. Highly suggest that. Make sure you don't have any distractions when you do it. I mean, turn off your phone. Don't be looking at your Facebook feed, any of that. It has to be time where you get in and get out and get exactly what you need to get done done. So that is exactly working with your goals in mind that you've set earlier on in the month. And tracking is crucial. So it's good to track your vital behaviors. Teamsy is great for that. I know we have some coaches doing like Streak or Asana. There's pen and paper is fine when you first start out. Just grab a notebook and write down all the people you have conversations with, or a spreadsheet, whatever works for you guys. It doesn't really matter what you do. It's just that you do it. Or I mean, it doesn't mean how you do it, just as long as you do it. Another thing that if you're lacking with efficiency with your time, I want you to also track the amount of time you spend on each activity, because this is something that I myself did I'd say in the last 4 to 5 weeks. I've worked on this because I feel like I'm working a lot and not seeing the return that I expect that I should be. And I'm kind of course correcting myself, you guys. I found that I was spending a lot of time in our team pages and in our team groups asking questions when other people could have been answering those questions. I felt like an obligation to help everybody when, you know, really I need to be working on my own business just like everyone else does. I'm guilty like everyone else, maybe not so much checking my scroll because I have a scroll blocker on Facebook, but I was guilty of checking my notifications to see who had liked and commented on my posts. Because in a way, I feel a little bit like Pavlov's dog, like those little red notifications, or, you know, like, oh, look, someone commented. That's like a reward for me. And without tracking the time I spent on that, I wouldn't have realized that I was actually wasting precious time doing that sort of thing. Okay, this is really quick here. I feel like I've got too much information. So yeah, what I wanted to emphasize here with, especially with the coaches that have been in coaching a while, is to always stay in phase 1. And that means always doing your vitals, like make sure that you're still getting results with your fitness. And even if you're at your goal weight, you can still be sculpting your body. And you can still be talking about changes that your body is experiencing. Like with Shift Shop, I haven't done a post on this yet, but I feel leg muscles that I didn't know I had, like my quads. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing a difference there. So I'll talk about your physical transformation, talk about your personal development, and just be sharing your journey with others all the frickin' time. And make sure that you're energetic about what you're doing. And it doesn't have to be about fitness and clean eating all the time. If you're Lisa and you're super excited about having a new baby, that's what you should be talking about, because that is what will attract other people to you. And then if you drop a post about your fitness group or your challenge group, then those people are already a captive audience. So do what it takes to get them in, and just capitalize on your passions. I love this quote by Zig Ziglar, because selling is a transference of feeling. If you make people feel like you're excited about life and you care about them, they're going to buy into whatever it is you have to offer. Just don't overcomplicate things. That's the last bullet point. Always stay in phase 1. The coaches I feel that get overwhelmed are the ones that try to jump ahead prematurely. They don't stay in phase 1. Stay in phase 1 all the time, do your vitals, and then add a little bit at a time as you can. But don't try to do everything all at once. There's so much to learn in this business that if you looked at the entire journey and not just one step at a time, it would be so easy to get overwhelmed. Okay, so Leah, I'm going to turn it over to you, okay?
Okay, so I am a teacher. Do we have any other teachers on the call today? Yeah, okay. So one of the things that I realized that I had to do when I became a new coach was put myself into the shoes of a student. Like, I'm so used to delegating and telling, but I forgot what it was like to be somebody that doesn't know all the information, someone who has to love the process of learning. And let's face it, when you become a coach, and those of you who are baby coaches, it's freaking overwhelming. You see all these people doing all these things, as Kim kind of talked about, and it's overwhelming. And we look at what other people are doing and we think that we have to be doing that to be successful. But the truth is, those successful people, and Kim and myself and those of us who've been around for a few years, we all started at ground zero, okay? We all started not knowing what to post. We all started not knowing how to talk to people. We all started, feeling insecure, like, oh God, no one's going to listen to me. Who's going to want to follow me? Who's going to want my help? Okay, so just realize that everybody starts that way. And if we can just put ourselves into being a student again and putting ourselves into those shoes again, it's going to help reduce a lot of that stress and anxiety and feelings of being like inferior or whatever you feel like you're going through. So I had put together this kind of like an outline. Okay, so who remembers like back in high school or middle school or college, like writing a term paper? And when you wrote a term paper, you had to have like your main idea, your thesis statement or whatever it is. And then you had to break it down into your paragraphs, and you had to have a topic for each paragraph. And then you had to add details to each paragraph topic, right? So I put together these 2 slides to kind of help break down either challenge group recruitment, like as if I was going to write a paper on how to recruit somebody for a challenge group and the things I should be talking about. And then the next slide will be how to do that and have someone, talk to someone about coaching. So basically for challenge group recruitment, you have to really think a lot about your own personal experience and the things that you love the most about coaching. So none of you guys would be on this call if you weren't finding our challenge groups or our fitness programs or Shakeology helpful, beneficial. Can't even say that word, right? You guys would be tuning this out. So you already know all of these things. It's just putting it into words and creating a message to send either in a private message or, in a post that you make. So basically there's 3 paragraphs to challenge group recruitment, right? So one is what our challenge groups offer are convenient fitness. Okay, so think about the busy moms and dads out there who don't have time to drive to a gym, or somebody that lives in a rural area and doesn't have access to a gym at all, or somebody who has kids and they don't have childcare at the fitness center. Okay, we offer a solution to that in a nutshell with Beachbody On Demand. So it is for all fitness levels. It's for all fitness preferences, whether you are somebody who has an injury who has to do Tai Chi, or you're into yoga, or you really like dancing because you hate working out, but dancing is cool, HIIT training, weight training, all of those things, okay? So really I have not yet talked to a person who couldn't find something that they liked on Beachbody On Demand, okay? So we have over $3,000 worth of fitness programming that's offered through it, okay? So it's super convenient, can be done at home, right? And these programs work. Raise your hand if you've had some kind of either a big weight loss with the Beachbody program, or you've gained muscle, you've lost fat, right? So all of us have, done something. Maybe you didn't have a huge transformation, but you found something that you finally loved to do. There's a lot of people who really can't get over that hurdle, like, I hate exercising. It's because they've only tried things that they don't like. Okay, so you guys have your own testimonials that you can be talking about either in a post or in a private message. You also have your customers' testimonials. I always ask my customers, can I share a message that you sent me? Do you want me to bleep your name out? I'll share it on my Instagram stories. I'll share it on my Snapchat. But use those things, okay? Because I think everybody could dig back into their old challenge groups and find at least a couple people who would be willing to share something, okay? And to people on social media, when we're talking, like, and making posts and things like that, people, for some reason, they just assume we're like an expert, that we've always been this way. So it's kind of nice for them to hear from somebody else's experience, right? So we have convenient fitness, topic number 1, something that you should be talking about all the time in your posts. Then we have nutrition. Okay, so this is a struggle for probably 99.9% of the people out there. The food world is very hard to navigate. Grocery stores are overwhelming, but they're full of shit. So we have a solution for that. We have a solution for any dietary restriction, vegetarian, vegan, paleo, gluten-free. We've got stuff for picky eaters. We've got family-friendly meals. We've got the portion containers that make it absolutely foolproof, no counting points, no counting calories, no measuring food on a scale. And all of that is laid out for us. Like every single fitness program in Beachbody On Demand, in the workout material or the program materials, we have every nutrition guide possible. And those are, I guarantee, even your pickiest customer can find a couple recipes that they really like. We have the meal planning tool, that the Wizard or whatever it's called. Okay. So we really take all the guesswork out of things for people. We have meal plans that we can just give them. They can create their own meal plans. And the nice thing is recipes are included. So, I personally love Pinterest and going on Pinterest and looking for recipes, but I understand that there's a lot of people out there who don't have the time or don't want to navigate it and look for healthy recipes. They want me to say, here, you need to eat this. Here's your recipe. There you go. Right? The ingredients are simple. There's nothing fancy. You can make the meals really fast, family friendly for busy people. Okay. So again, these are all talking points for you guys. These are things you can be posting about. And when you're having conversations, as often as you can, give testimonials. And then what we offer is the community. And then we offer like our one-on-one mentorship. So with our tracking app, or even if you're running through a Facebook group, you guys, they have 24/7 access to it. They have 24/7 access to anything that's on the Beachbody website. We have, blogs, forums. I mean, they can search anything there. And for the most part, they have access to us as their coach. The nice part is a lot of people think that they have to do this on their own, and the community and the people being on the same mission is such a big deal because they don't feel alone. If they fall off the wagon, there's someone to pick them back up. If someone else in the group falls off the wagon, they can pick those people up, and in turn, that's going to, fill their bucket and make them feel a little bit better that they empowered somebody else. And then we offer our individualized support. Okay. So do a screenshot of this and save this to reference. So every day I want you to pick something from A, B, or C, and I want you to talk about it. And I want you to talk about it on your social media, either live video or when you're making a post. I want you to talk about it the way that you would if you bumped into somebody at the grocery store and they were asking you about Beachbody On Demand. What would you say in person? So don't get really hung up on what the perfect wording is. You guys already know all this stuff. This is like second nature to you. Okay. Kim, you can go to the next slide. So then I broke this down for coaching recruitment because like Kim, I've had quite a few coaches either quit or they're just not active anymore. So coach recruitment is going to be a big push for me as well in the last part of this year. So again, with coaching, we offer accountability. I just had this conversation with who said, well, I can't be a coach because I need to get myself on track first. Well, the thing that's awesome is you don't have to be at your goal to help inspire somebody else, to help keep somebody else motivated. And honestly, being a part of these challenge groups for me personally in the last 3 years is the reason why when I fall off track, I can get back on. Or when I'm not motivated to work out, I can log on to my challenge tracker and take a look at all my other people that are logging in and doing their part. So it makes me need to do my part. Again, same thing with the challenge group. Coaching is it encompasses all of that. So we have the easy nutrition, the convenience of at-home workouts. Share how Shakeology has helped you. If you were someone that was like addicted to sweets, sugar, soda, coffee, anything like that, share how this has helped curb those things. If you're somebody that's dealt with digestive issues, IBS, constipation, share those things. There's no such thing as an overshare in my eyes. And the thing is, if it's coming from your point of view and your personal experience, it's more meaningful. Again, if you can get a customer to do a testimonial, tag you in it, share it to your page, that's even better because it's nice to hear it from somebody else too. And also, like for my conversation today, I had to really sit back and put myself in my shoes the day I signed up for Beachbody. Like, I was 15 pounds overweight. I was depressed. I was in like a deep, dark hole. I was in no mental state to be coaching anybody. But what I found was that even just a couple days into being a part of a challenge group, my spirits were lifted. I was already losing weight. I was already feeling better. And I wanted to share that with people. The people that I bumped into, they noticed. They noticed a change in me. It was a great talking point. So when you start talking to people and they say those things like, I could never do what you do, think back to what you did like your very first month as a coach. So some of you that are brand new, like think about where you are the day you signed up, and then also imagine like where you want to be in the future too. Our coaching community is awesome. Like look at all you guys on this call right now. I just brought a new coach onto our team tonight, and she was thanking me, and we talked about how neither of us have a lot of girlfriends, like just because of the area that we live in. We just, our high school friends, our college friends, they're far away. Like this group here, you guys are like my girlfriends. I never have had that before in my life. So it's an awesome community. It's one which has lifted me up after some really struggling times in my life. And I know that I've been able to help a lot of coaches through some difficult times too. So I don't want us to take any of that for granted, because if I went to have this community 3 years ago, I don't really want to think about where I would have been at. But, you have the mentorship with us as their coach, helping them every step of the way. We're not going to just sign them up and just say, figure it out. Here's Coach Online Office, figure it out. That's not what we do. That's not helpful. We need to think about what we were lacking and what we were missing in the information we wish we would have had when we first signed up. We have our supportive team calls every week. We have specialized training based on our personal business goals. We celebrate and recognize customer and coach success. So all those things are kind of like those warm fuzzies, but people are really looking for stuff like that. And then, of course, we have income. And there's a lot of people that are really struggling. One of my conversations today was someone saying, she wishes that she could get a job, but she stays home with her child because they can't afford childcare. It's cheaper for her to stay home. She doesn't have a community. She doesn't have a lot of, social interaction with adults, and they're massively in debt. So we're talking about coaching. We're kind of starting to bridge that gap into the conversation, but we don't know what people need unless we ask or unless we offer. And the nice thing about what we do is our income is directly related to how many lives that we impact. It's not, I'm going to sell this bottle of foundation or this pair of leggings to somebody and then send them on their way. What we do is totally different than any other MLM that I've ever had any experience with or have heard of. Like what we're doing is teaching a lifestyle, and that's kind of like leaving a legacy, I guess, if you want to call it, because let's say they only join a challenge group for a couple months or whatever, they are going to be able to walk away with a lot of knowledge, and we should all feel really good about that, regardless if they stay on as a customer or not. Of course, we want them to, but we're leaving a legacy of positive health, of positive, mental, emotional health. We get a lot of great incentives. You guys know about those. This can help create financial security, financial freedom, a nice cushion for people. I've had coaches that have started putting aside money for their kids' college funds, which is awesome because I was in $50,000 worth of student loan debt because of my college, funding. So nothing is that insignificant, even if it's $25 a week, because that's $25 in gas. That's a new pair of shoes for one of their kids. That is athletic fee for someone who has a kid in middle or high school. That's date night for somebody who wants to just have alone time with their significant other. That's $25 towards utility bills. So nothing is insignificant. It doesn't matter how much you guys are making. It's important to somebody out there. And then the small successes that you've had along the way, I don't want to forget about those things, because I remember being a coach and getting my first paycheck, and I was like, wow, this could pay for 1/3 of my monthly student loan. And I was freaking jacked. And now in 1 week, I'm paying for my student loan. So it's like you have that growth and you kind of just forget. But don't forget, you guys that are brand new, you're going to start to see some of these things, and just really, truly embrace and appreciate like any of these little financial incentives that come our way. Because I think about if I wasn't doing this and I was like having $0 coming in, like, boy, we would still be in massive debt. And then be relatable as far as starting small goes. We don't want to talk about making 6 figures. We don't want to worry about, like the top coaches, you know what? They're doing their thing and we're doing our thing, and whatever you're making, and if you're happy and comfortable with that and it fulfills you in your life, that's what you should be talking about. And you know what? Big houses, fancy cars and all that stuff, that doesn't always correlate with happiness. But what correlates with happiness is just being stress-free in your life. And a lot of times income is a huge stressor. So just make it relatable. And we don't want people that are considering coaching or brand new coaches, we don't want to be like throwing all these big numbers at them. Like, did you know that you could make 6 figures? Like, just keep it small and remember what it was like when you first started as a coach too. So hopefully those things make sense. You guys can screenshot this. But again, this is a paper, like I said, it's like a term paper. Like, what are all the pieces to the Beachbody puzzle? We have our challenge groups, we have coaching, okay? 2 very important things. And each one of these slides, you should be picking something from A, B, or C to talk about every single day. If you're not talking about coaching every single day, and then you reach out to somebody and you invite them to the coaching opportunity, they're going to be like, well, what the hell? Like, I've never heard you talk about this before. You got to have that buy-in from people, and they have to see you walking the talk every day on your social media. So you've got to pick something about coaching every day to talk about. Show appreciation for this opportunity, because I'm telling you, people need it. And show appreciation for what we do in our challenge groups too, because people need that as well. So just some sort of little outline for you guys to kind of help guide your posts this month. Hopefully that's helpful for you. I'm going to look at the chat here really quick. Making connections. Someone just texted me and asked what I've been doing and that I look great. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, awesome. That's very exciting. Okay, so with that, I was brainstorming with one of my coaches today, and I kind of want to try this experiment, and I call it an experiment only simply because I've never done it before. I don't know how many of you guys take advantage of the 14-day trial. I'm so glad that they reduced it down to 14 days rather than 30, because I felt like 30 days, somebody got really good results, and then they were like, okay, goodbye. But with 14 days, they're learning that first week, and then really when that second week rolls around, they're really starting to dig into their workouts and get really excited and start seeing results and start coming up with a routine and feeling really good and really excited. And then their free trial is done, or they have to pay for the $40 quarterly fee. Well, what if we ran our groups differently this month? And this is just me thinking. Please don't think you have to do this, but I'm going to try this, and I can be the guinea pig. But I am thinking that August 7th is when I was going to start prep week of my next group. And then August 14th would be week 1, and then week 2, then week 3. I am thinking that I'm going to offer like a 2-week trial of my challenge group. I'm going to run it through Facebook. I'm going to do a post about it tomorrow and say that you get to join my group for free for 14 days. All you have to do is sign up for your free on-demand trial so that you have access to the workouts, not requiring Shakeology at all. Okay, so my whole thought process with this is we just want to get the product into people's hands no matter what, but we also want to have a way to contact them. Well, if they're already your customer, then you have their email, you have their contact info. I send a monthly newsletter updating people with my upcoming challenge groups. So even after that 14-day trial, if they're like, no, I think I'm just going to chill the rest of August, and then maybe September, October rolls around, they're going to see one of my, monthly emails, and they're going to maybe want to join a challenge group. I'm going to require that they're signed up with this free membership by midnight on Sunday in order to join. And they're just signing up for the free trial. If they're already a customer, that's fine. So their first 14 days, we need to like knock it out of the water. Like my plan is to go live multiple times a day. We have our challenge group posting guides, but I think I'm going to go live with all of those. I'm going to do giveaways, and I'm going to ask a lot of questions. I'm going to put polls in there and try to figure out what these people need. I'm also going to ask that customers who already have On-Demand and Shakeology join that group as well, because they're going to be posting about their workouts. They're going to post their food. They're going to post their Shakeology pictures. It's going to kind of create that wheel to spin a little bit in these people's heads that are just doing the free trial, and hopefully get them a little bit excited about it. So this is the opportunity for me to build a little trust with these people that are brand new to my network, give them an idea about what we do, the supportive community, the access to meal plans, recipes, workouts, etc. I was thinking of offering an incentive for those who add 3 people to the group, maybe like a headband or a water bottle or something like that. So then you can see below there, after that second week, like I'll do like a check-in on that Sunday night. And if they have not upgraded to a challenge pack, then I'm just going to remove them from the group. And I can just remind them, it's coming up. Your 14-day trial is going to be ending soon. I will continue this challenge group. Here are the requirements, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's kind of my plan. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to see what happens. The way I see it is, if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter, because I'm still inviting every single day. This would be something you could offer to those people who gave an objection in the past, those people that you just added to your network. This kind of takes pressure off of you having to try to sell something. But I would not recommend a free group if you haven't hit Success Club like in week 3 or week 4. Like, this is something to do beginning of the month when you're adding a lot of people to your network. Pressure's off. Let's get these people into our groups, getting a hang of the vibe and of our team, and checking out the workouts and all those good things. So that's what I wanted to say. Sorry if I was rambling.
No, that was great information, Leah. And I'm super interested in maybe doing that August experiment too. I might have to tweak my own editorial calendar just a little bit. I've been getting a lot of traction with my holistic nutrition workshop, but I love the idea of getting them in there, talking about Shakeology, and then, requiring them to do the Beachbody On Demand, because I can get people in. I can't always necessarily get them to commit to that challenge pack, but maybe this would do the trick. So nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm totally on board with that. But I think since we're getting kind of close to the 10 o'clock hour, maybe we'll just open it up for questions instead of doing a power hour on top of this, and just let you guys know that hopefully you are doing the vitals on your own. And if you do have questions, you can come to us in the group at any time. So does anyone have questions before we wrap it up? Comments? Want to share anything that's working, not working? Oh, Shani, go ahead. Oh,
can you hear me?
Yep, now I can.
Okay, I have a quick question. I've just been starting to utilize Instagram, and I am completely new at this whole thing, because when I started Beachbody last February, I hit it strong. I was hitting SC10 every single month, had no idea what I was doing, but my warm body count, or whatever you want to call it, my hot market, my warm market, whatever, was basically my teacher friends. And I was like living the example. I was losing weight. I was, happier. I was looking better, and just the overall being. So that right there in itself sold the product. So it was very easy for me to get people on board. What I found is that it's difficult to keep them on board for the long haul. They tend to drop off. I can't, or, my shake has doubled up. I hadn't been doing it for a while. And, now they have extra shakes. They've paused their shakes, and then they never come back. So I've kind of tried to shift my mindset, and I've been starting with Instagram. I have no idea what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I post, and I was trying to get my 10-year-old daughter to help me, who's still not in bed, by the way. But how do when I get, and I don't even know if you're going to be able to answer this question for me, but when I look at, like, let's just say my video has been viewed 110 times, is there any way to actually see who has viewed my video so that I can contact them to say, hey, thanks for viewing my video, I really appreciate it, or you on a health journey as well, whatever? How do I utilize that information?
Okay, so
God.
I don't post video on Instagram, or if I do, it's very, very rarely. So I can't answer that directly. Maybe Leah can, but if you go for likes, you can definitely see who likes your video, and then, your post, and then you can reach out to them. Leah, do you know how to answer that about the video?
Yeah, you can't see it unless they like your comment, which is a good reason to ask them to do that if they want to see more of it, or if they enjoy it, please like, so that you know that it's beneficial to your followers, and then you can also reach out to those people. But yeah, otherwise, like the number of views, we can't really see who views them. I think it's just like, when someone's scrolling through their news feed and they stop at it, that counts as a view. So kind of a bummer, but
okay. Thank you.
I did, I think it was in our Vitals push group, and maybe I can put it, I'm going to take a note here and post it in our regular team page. I did post some Instagram tips. I've been doing some research on it myself. Jen Richardson is, she's an elite coach in the network, and she did a call on how to leverage Instagram in your business. It was very, very helpful. One thing that I've been doing is, just making sure that I use hashtags in my niche that are not necessarily fitness related. If you use too many fitness hashtags, you're only going to attract other coaches. So find other things to talk about besides Beachbody, because like right now I get the most traction from my posts on clean eating, holistic living, just food posts is kind of what I'm working on. And I attract a lot of people that are interested in holistic nutrition. So Instagram allows you to have one link in your bio. There is a service out there, and it's called Linktree. I don't know if that's the official name of it. That's probably in the tips page too, but it allows you, when you click through it, to have as many links as you want to. And one of my links in that Linktree is to my holistic nutrition workshop. I've got links to my blog. I've got links to my Facebook page. So make sure in your bio you have a link that gives people more information about you and where they should go. So sometimes I'll post a little bit about, my workshop that's coming up. And I've started calling them workshops instead of free groups, because I feel like it conveys more value to people. So I'll be like, I'm going to talk about this in my upcoming workshop, click on my link for more information, or link in bio or something like that. So definitely start doing that. If you're going to go with the August experiment like Leah is going to be doing, maybe, excuse me, name it something else. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to name my group yet, but say, if you want to join, follow the link in the bio, and then make sure you have a link to that. So I'll post some more tips on Instagram in our group. There's too much to cover tonight, and I still feel like I'm figuring it out too. Very new to it. But I did find one of our new coaches, Pam Stark. She's not on the call tonight, but I found her on Instagram. We connected through holistic nutrition. So it does work, definitely works. But like with anything, it takes time to figure it out. Leah, do you have anything to add to that?
No, but I just said, I think I'm just going to say a special offer for the month of August, only a free 14-day trial into one of my online boot camps. So just to see if it's a good fit for what you're looking for. So we always want to turn it around towards value for them in some sort of way. So however you word it, we want to just make sure that it's a good fit for them. Right. And then something else that I learned today too is if you do it on Facebook in a group, then you can do polls, and then you can find out more about what they're looking for, if it's more nutrition based or, healthy snacks for their kids or family friendly meals. So That way you can kind of like tailor the group towards what they need the most.
Yeah, Leah and I were talking about this today too, about, I might go back to using Facebook for the value portion of my challenge groups and just using the tracker to track progress for those who want to do that. So if you're joining with me and doing any of my groups, be prepared. We might change that up a little bit. Yeah, so does that answer your question, Shani? Okay, cool. But yeah, I mean, I still feel like I don't have it figured out. It's, learn by trial and error.
Hey, we don't want to get stuck in a rut.
Yeah. And
it's outside the box. We have to stand out from other people.
Yeah. So, and your videos are really good. I've seen them. I always when I do see them, I always like them.
Oh my God.
But yeah, like Leah suggested, having a call to action is good, or asking a question. Anything that prompts engagement is a good idea. So,
okay.
It's hard to know what does and what doesn't. And what works one day might not work the next. So,
well, I found that I get more interaction, more feedback, more likes, more traffic when I've gone live, or if I do a video versus just posting. Actually more so of a live video than just posting a video or posting a picture with a motivational quote and, hey, do something great today. I think that kind of goes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
So just like Leah just said, just constantly trying to reinvent and not, be the same old, because obviously you want to stand out from everybody else.
And, just take note of what is working for you and then do more of that. And that's part of the reason why I'm kind of going down this holistic nutrition path, because for one, I love it. It gets me jazzed. So people feed on my energy, but also when I did posts about that, I would get the most interaction of anything else. When I try to be like all fitnessy and whatever, my post would flop. But like Leah, on the other hand, she's really great at fitness stuff. So it's different for everybody. You just have to figure out what is working for you, for your audience, I guess.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, it's late, so I'm going to wrap up the call, but we've got a lot going on. I actually have a spreadsheet. I want you guys to drop your goals in. So that kind of goes along with what we talked about in our call tonight. That helps me. If I'm your upline sponsor, Leah or Jessica, whoever is your sponsor, that way they can kind of be in touch with you and help lead you along the right path according to what you want to accomplish this month. So let's kill it. I just think that August has so much potential for us if we stay true to our goals and stay focused. So yeah, let's bring the energy, bring the fun, and just have fun with this, you guys. All right?
Thanks,
everybody. Bye.
Good night, ladies.